What is the main reason the parliament exists?
It's on the doctrine that there can be no taxation without representation.
What would you like to remind the parliamentarians?
That once this finance bill is passed, it will not be anybody. It will be you who taxed the Kenyans. And that is why you are elected directly by those Kenyans.
Do you have any problem with the clauses?
I have a problem with what is in clause 2. My interpretation of what is in clause 2, if you read it together with section 26, subsection 5 of the Tax Act referred, includes everybody. Everybody, possibly in terms of the definition under that section 26, section 5, it includes your ancestors.
Why do you fear?
If we don't look at it again, you will have a situation where in definition of person, you will be obligated to take over the tax obligations of your relative, including the dead one. So I want to request the Finance Committee to look at this as we proceed to the Committee of the Whole House.
Another issue? Tell us your view.
I have an issue with what is at clause 36. And my view, Honorable Speaker, is that this would fundamentally deny people access to justice.
What happened in the previous election?
We were just hit with very big taxation claims, things we did not owe.
What is the danger of clause 36?
Yes,
Honorable Speaker.
What speaker?
Rahim.
Rahim, tell us what is out of order.
I think Honorable Kaluma is misleading this House.
Why do you think so?
He has not read the report. The committee has already proposed clause 36 to be deleted, what Treasury had proposed. So it has already been deleted.
What should he do?
He should read the report. Thank you.
Have you read the report?
I've read the report and they propose deletion. Until it is deleted and the House resolves so, it is part of the bill. And I want to encourage the committee that if indeed there is a proposal to delete it, let it not suffer the fate of other proposals by committees which were dropped at the floor. Because the consequences otherwise, Honorable Speaker, would be great.
What are you telling Honorable Dawood?
A person will hit you with a taxation claim of over 2 billion or 20 billion approaching elections. And you know you will not get that tax clearance certificate if you have to deposit 20 or 200 million to then proceed to exercise your rights thereunder. What
would you request?
At the committee, if indeed you have recommended, proceed and deal with it.
Okay, go ahead. What is the clause talking about?
The clause 24 is talking about the increment in terms of income tax up to 35% for category of people.
What would you like the committee to consider?
Those people in fixed term contracts, like state officers within this parliament. And I know you know who state officers within the institution of parliament are.
Was salary increment a fundamental right to the state officers?
Salary increment was a right to state officers within parliament, like all other employees under the Employment Act.
What happened when the term was gazetted?
Particularly the members here, the annual salary increment was taken away.
What were the consequences of the term?
That so many people under that arrangement went into their single term contract without increment.
Let me ask, is it true that some of you take zero salary home?
And you know the fact of the matter is that we may be talking, but so many of us do not take any salary home. You've taken mortgages. When you are increasing to 35%, you had entered into arrangements you cannot renege on. Where are you going to get this money? And you know what a mortgage is. Where are you going to get the additional 5% to pay?
Please use example of yourself.
But me, the newspapers have carried reports confirming I earn zero pay. Zero pay.
Because of what?
Mortgage. And it is a contract you cannot rewrite after you go into it. Are we going to think of situations of those fixed term contracts without annual increment, or what measures are we talking about?
What of the issue of VAT in fuel?
The issue of VAT on fuel has been spoken to.
Even new members?
But the fact of the matter is that this will affect everybody.
Are financial bills negotiated in the world?
Finance bills are negotiated. Honorable Speaker, in the last parliament, I remember the regime then, the Jubilee regime, wanted to move VAT to 16.
Then what happened?
And out of negotiations, weighing the situation of the economy, we settled out of negotiations at 8%.
What would you request?
That because this is going to affect so many other, the economic issues down there, we at the very worst leave it where it's it.
What do you want to say on housing?
This is a county thing.
Have they defined how it will benefit us?
It is not defined clearly how you will benefit out of your contributions into this levy. And I think in as much as some people may want to push it, let us define. If it were not a tax, Honorable Speaker, it would define how you benefit. We are levied for NHIF, NSSF, and others, but you can benefit. How are you benefiting directly on this? If you are not, Honorable Speaker, I fear we may be going into violation of Article 40 on people's property rights.
What is the issue on Clause 51?
The area of tax and amnesty.
Why should it be deleted?
There is a time I visited a commissioner in charge of taxation. And just on his desk there, a person who was to pay the country over 10 billion, the minister just wrote, pay 200 million or 2 million. And we lose all that money. We need to stop amnesty.
What do you request?
That we look at all those issues among the other issues raised by the members.
What if those clauses aren't looked upon?
I stand to oppose.